Hey guys, welcome back. It's part 2 of our previous episode. Can't wait to hop into it.
And I think, again, it speaks to how society has made us think that this is not our issue. And somebody told me, they were like, well, that's what happened to them, and that's not me. And I had the conversation that we've all come from the same place. Like, literally, there's one way that we all got here, whatever you believe, how we got here. So to some extent, what happens to that person, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So this is happening to girls down the street that don't have nothing to do with me.
Yep.
I have sisters.
Right.
So if this is something that's a pattern that we allow to be established, when that person comes into my arena,
When they come knocking at your door.
yeah, that's what they're going to offer you. They're going to offer that to you. And because we haven't corrected the pattern, now we have to try to keep girls out of it. When if we fix the pattern, that's nothing for them to deal with. And with the whole thing about people feeling like it's no big deal, it's never a big deal. But when it's you, you want everybody, no, we're going to do this and talk about this and go fix this. But now all these people that needed your help,
Go
you
find
were blind.
me. Go
You was
find
blind.
me.
Like, so I don't understand that. And it sucks because I said today to somebody I was talking to, I don't know what happened when it came to, music industry. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he met or did something with some people and they were like, hey, you're sick or this is bad. You need to get some help, and believe that he was going to do that.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if somebody said, you know what, I see what you're about and you really, I'm done with you, because Dame Dash came out and said, like, I said, don't put my name on anything. But to people that knew what Dame Dash was about and knowing that he worked with Jay-Z at the time, they could have assumed that he did it, regardless of...
Well, there was something that's in an interview that I saw. Somebody was like, but weren't you in this song?
Right, in the
that
video,
was associated with him?
So even that, regardless of how he felt, that's how he felt personally. We don't know that.
Right.
Because when we see you publicly, you out here, doing whatever. So I'm not saying that these celebrities that chose not to come forward didn't say anything behind closed doors.
Exactly.
I'm saying that what you are presenting to the people at large is that nothing, you have no
And like you said,
qualms
sometimes,
about it.
a lot of times what ends up happening is, because I know I do this, we think that you have a valid relationship with a person, something of substance, and you feel like, oh, if it comes from me, if I'm saying something to them, then they are going to say, well, let me check myself, maybe whatever. But a lot of times, some people just don't do it. They just feel like that's what you see. That ain't me, and they're done with it. And we hope at the end of the day that that's not the attitude, because sometimes we walk away with, oh, they're gonna change, they're gonna be better. Things are going, because they tell you in that moment. I put something out today on Instagram or something. Oh my God, what was that statement? But it was basically just saying, sometimes, in your face, I'm paraphrasing. Basically, in your face, I'm telling you, yeah, that's good. Right on. I'm with it. But then when you walk away, I'm like, I ain't dealing with that. I don't want no parts of it. And that is what society does a lot of times. They just want to get you out of their face quickly. So they agree with you to move it away from them.
What is it called? Be my dictionary, my encyclopedia right now. When something is supposed to be one thing, but it's completely the opposite.
A hypocrite?
No. Like, okay, so see if you can get it after I say this.
Okay.
So we have, let's say, Colin Kaepernick, right? Okay. Now, granted, he was protesting, but we have this man who's protesting, and he lost all of his endorsements because they didn't like the image that it presented for the business. But we have, and I mean, he, given the opportunity, he's still playing football and still bringing in revenue for the team. And then ultimately, the whole league, the business.
That is true.
But we have Robert Satan Kelly, who it was stated in the documentary that they sat down with the people in the industry and, people on the label, and they said, well, how much money is he bringing in?
Yeah. What's this label? This label is RCA, right?
RCA, yes.
I cannot believe they still have him on that label.
You gonna get rid of their TVs now? So,
yup. You don't even like that TV.
I don't know.
No, they not.
I don't know.
We're just joshing.
I'll look it up though, because I don't know personally. But I said it because I don't like the TV and I want her to get rid of it. So yes, they sat down and they said, oh, well, he bringing in all this money, so we not going to speak on it. We not going to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I can't think of that word. Like you would expect this to happen one way, but it's not.
A paradox?
Perhaps. Because it didn't. I mean, that's very possibly the word, but you know how like somebody say a word, they're like, "Oh my god, yes." But yes. So let's just say that. And it's such a great disappointment. I feel like that is what the real issue is here, because everybody, especially I want to say wealthy people, anybody who has something to lose cares about what they have to lose. Mm-hmm. But if you're continuously living savagely and you're getting, no backlash from it,
why would you stop?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So had they said, "Oh, this is what you're doing. This is the kind of
cut this check, cut it off."
Right. This is the kind of negativity you bring in here. We don't have this here. There's a standard.
What's crazy?
And it may have been a change behavior.
What's crazy, and I think the reason that also he's been able to flow so much is because of the time.
Yes.
Like in the late 80s, early 90s, everybody was not this aware.
Yeah, but now with this Me Too movement.
And not even just that, like bringing up Colin Kaepernick, he did this one thing that's literally about justice for black people and getting police officers to stop killing black kids. And because of an image, not because he's done anything else. There's nothing else that they brought up in his life that he did except fly some girl out to have sex with her, which he's a grown man. If she wanted to do it, it was consensual.
It was consensual, and she's grown.
So, like, that's all they could find about this man. Mm-hmm. And everybody else is telling him, like,
an anomaly.
Oh, no. And everybody else is saying, like, he's such a great guy. He's giving back to the community, all of this. But because of this one thing, the NFL is like, you're affecting our brand. We don't want you.
Blacklist.
He's been, R.Kelly, he's been doing this all this time, and nobody was worried about, all right, well, even if it's an allegation, we have to not allow this to be connected to us. Nobody's saying that. Like, when it's allegations now, people are like, nope, I'm done. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I don't even care if it's not true. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Until you clean,
I'm
going to pause. I'm going to pause
so
that.
Freaking amazing.
And I think that's why we're getting results now. Because
yeah.
people care enough about it now. And also another thing that I thought about the other day was we also have more women and more less men in positions of power.
I was just going to say
and with that, we have women that can understand and believe a survivor that were not brought up with toxic masculinity.
Because they are survivors.
And
most of them. No, I'm not saying surviving R.Kelly. I mean, I hope not. But I'm just saying because
surviving toxic masculinity, yeah, and rape culture. So with that, it's so many people that's like, before when this story came out, it could have been somebody in a position that's like, I don't believe this, I don't want to hear it, and that's as far as it went.
And closed door.
Yeah, because the thing is, and I want everybody to understand, this is not the first time a lot of these victims have spoken out.
Exactly.
And the one that did speak out, she had to break her NDA to say anything.
Right.
So we don't know what kind of legal.
And that's the thing, and that's the thing that I definitely want to say. Back. And this is I was going to say, but this is the thing that I wanted to mention also, because a lot of times the first thing that comes out their mouth, people's mouths is, oh, they just want the money. They don't get paid to do these interviews, not these particular interviews anyway. And they don't get paid for this documentary. It's so, don't just come off out your mouth just flying and spewing stuff that you have that you have no business even
deflect.
Right. Insane.
It's the same people that say, why y'all so worried about R. Kelly? What about this person? Okay, we'll get to them. It's a list.
We're going to get to them. Oh, yes, and the list
but this is where we are right now. This is where we are right now. This is where we are right now. And then another thing too that we see, and I brought this up about like Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas, she's forced in that situation to choose her race over her gender. So yes, this powerful black man assaulted me, but everybody's like, girl, you better be quiet because we don't get many positions like this. So if you get him out of there, what we gonna do?
Right.
And that's exactly what's happening here. You want these young black girls to say he's a black famous entertainer
because he can cross genres.
Yeah.
No, I said that word wrong. I was trying. I was trying to get it out. My mouth was like.
I'm not gonna say that.
But yeah, because
I'm not illiterate, people.
You're not R. Kelly, because they feel like the success that he's had will be diminished if the truth is out.
Yeah,
but
nobody's
the issue for me is the truth is diminishing him already.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Let's
just
see
what
if
it
you can
is.
fly.
Don't fault the people that's telling the truth. Fault the fact that is the truth.
That is
and
the
that's,
truth.
That's I feel like people keep losing focus. Like, going out to these celebrities that didn't want to talk. Okay, yes, it's not okay.
Right.
You should be learning from this. Don't
Right.
do it. Judging the people that want to stream his music. You should not be doing it. It's not okay. The real issue is Robert Satan
And that's what
Kelly.
I'm saying. And I think that's, you know, I want to call it the remnant of people. That's our job to, every time a deflection comes, is to reel it back in. Okay, that's good, but that's
what I was just going to say. That's
And-
the job of the defendant and their team.
Yeah.
Is to bring up the bad character
Yep.
Yeah.
of the victims. Is to bring up,
Yeah.
you know,
To
other
discredit their
things.
stories.
Yeah, to discredit everything. But I mean, their stories. But to take the shine away or the light away from what they did. That's negative.
And they have been doing their job. They were.
But what we have to do as a system who has a democracy that has a jury, because this went
That is true.
to a case, to a trial with a jury that let this man off.
Which is
Right.
affected by popular opinion.
We
Exactly.
have to sit and literally look at the facts. We can't be swayed by opinion.
Exactly.
Now, I did watch How to Get Away with Murder, and new boy Maddox. That's
Yes.
his name. Is his name Maddox? The new boy, same son.
Oh,
Continue.
I want to say yes. Go ahead.
He because Annalise has the class and she teaches them the best way to fight a case. And his thing is that in today's time, emotions can win a case.
Yep.
That is true.
And
yes.
it is true, but at the end of the day, we're supposed to find a person innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
Not by what I feel.
Right.
Because if we went off what I felt, a lot of people would be dead right now.
They would be
and that's just
dead.
I'm just stating facts because that's what we here for. So
She be
if
killing
looks
them.
could kill, if feelings could kill, y'all lucky that sometimes
Y'all
the
can't see
things I
her.
think about don't just happen. Because first of all, Obama will be president again.
Oh, yes, yes.
And
Your Lambo will be blue too?
girl, and Agent Orange, he be somewhere in the sea. So swimming with the fishes, as the Italians say.
Oh, my God.
But I digress. So the point is, we are, as a justice system, people are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And in order to prove something, it's the same way with scientific experiments. These things have to be factually done. It has to be evidence that is presented that says this is why this is the truth. We can't go in and say, oh, well, I mean, I didn't really feel like, that was him.
That
Right.
wasn't convincing.
Right,
Like,
right.
I didn't really
And that was what happened.
hear his social security number and think that wasn't it. Like, no, they said my man that. Sorry, he's not my man. Sorry, they said Satan's name. They called him multiple times. He
Somebody
said,
said
"Hold on,
he was
He told
adjusting
him
the
I'll be
camera.
right there."
He was adjusting the camera.
Someone did say that he was
And
adjusting
it
the
was
camera.
undeniable that it was him. Someone said.
So, and Sparkles said, and we do call her Sparkles for a reason.
We do know her name is Sparkle.
Yes.
But y'all know how black people like to add an S on the stuff?
2 out of 3 of
Like
us.
Red Lobsters.
2 out of 3 of us. 2 out of 3 of us do things intentionally when we mess up, and we do admit when we actually mess up. The other,
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
third-
I don't get embarrassed.
I don't. I said what I
the
said.
cauliflower
And-
of this Oprah pizza. We won't
and
speak
I'm
on
fine
that.
with it. I'm fine with
Because
it.
But
y'all
yes.
know Oprah makes her pizzas with 1/3 cauliflower.
Yes.
Just so that. Auntie Oprah,
Oh,
shout
yes.
out to
Let's
you.
And
get
I
the
love
background
bread.
facts because we're going to educate you all more on this show. Whether
Now
it
you all
be
get to see the
about the
behind the scenes
facts
stuff.
or the jokes. But yes, Sparkles did say that little girl had the same exact
The
hairstyle
same.
She
as
did.
her niece that had in the at her 14th birthday party.
Dun dun
So they could have fact checked that very clearly.
dun dun
I mean, if she was there, she probably had the same hairstyle still,
dun dun.
but she didn't want to show up.
It's probably
no,
because
no,
she
no,
had
no.
just turned 14.
Exactly.
Dun,
Oh, God. So, because clearly we could talk about this all day, but the one thing I want to ask you guys, Do you believe that you could separate his music from him as a person?
Oh, definitely. I could separate it, but I
was so confused.
Right, like,
no.
No.
I'm good with separating. Everyone knows that I'm very good with separating.
Everybody knows. Y'all just met her, but everybody knows.
She does a mean laundry. Sorry.
But I am choosing not to in this instance.
That's good. That's the best thing I've heard. In most of the responses, that's the best thing I've heard.
Yeah.
I feel like, and this is not the court of law, so I will express my feelings. Full circle. I feel like factually, for years, I have separated his music from this, but I was not as aware. Just because, number one, I was more immature. And I do say more immature because I am still slightly.
IMX or?
I just like to have a good time. No.
Okay, sorry.
Definitely not IMAX.
Okay.
So I am now more aware factually of things that have happened, because while of course I did know about Aaliyah, I did know about a sex tape. I did know about the emptying of the bladder. I did not know some of the things that the other women said in this documentary.
Yeah, those explicit things.
At this time, it's actually very hard for me to separate things, actually. So
don't let her do your laundry. I'm joking.
Actually, don't let me do your laundry, because I only separate whites from the colors.
Oh my God.
And that is true. It is just true. That's how I do my laundry. Now, when I become a homemaker, then perhaps I'll go into another level, but right now my clothes are surviving that way. So I don't see the need, and segregation was a thing, and I'm okay with it with my clothes.
Oh, wow.
So,
well,
I was going to say
hey, you know,
I
know.
I'm a tightrope
that
walker.
movie for me.
Her bun already doing Black Power. Go.
So, just generally in life, when I'm upset with someone, I'm just upset with them. I don't have anything to say because I'm upset with you. So if you upset me and because you smack my plate out my hand or something, I don't care if we have to work together later on. I don't want to talk to you. I don't separate. So there is no separation for me. Kanye, Satan Jr. West, when he became Donald Trump's best friend, I haven't listened to any of his music, not even the old ones, and I'm so upset about it because he was a college dropout. You know what? They say that both of these men are musical geniuses.
Yeah, yeah.
And guess what?
Things.
They've been thrown in the trash, not the recycle bin. They've been thrown in the trash for me. Now, R. Kelly, it's not really hard for me to keep this together because I've never been a major R. Kelly fan. My only song by him, and I really did love this song, was
Go ahead and say it.
The remix to Ignition. Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
He's heading to conviction.
Right.
Did you see that one?
Yes, it's hilarious. Yes.
But, jinx. We only drinking water. So, yes, it's not hard for me to do this anyway because I didn't listen to his music that much. But, like Kanye West, it was hard for me to do that. But I don't care if I'm listening to Pandora. Skip.
Right.
I don't care if it's just a feature. Skip. Right. And I really do love Otis with him and Jay-Z.
That is
so it's not really that hard for me because when I'm genuinely upset and passionate about something, and I say passionate because it is not necessarily that I'm not physically hurt or directly hurt in this situation because I'm not one of the victims, but I'm passionate about this movement, and we are muting R. Kelly on Black Girl Broadcast. But continue.
As she told me. But no, I completely agree. I have not, and I shan't continue to support his music because, again, I said I understand the financial backing that gives him. And it's different when, like it's the same issue a lot of people have when you have somebody that's homeless on the street that's asking for food but wants money. It's kind of like, do I want to give them this money knowing that they may go do whatever, buy drugs, do whatever, or do I want to give them food that they need to help them? And I feel like in this case, if there was anything that I would do for R.Kelly, it would be to get him help and to get him therapy and to get him a nice set of bars to stay behind for the rest of his life. So I think that...
Right next to his brother.
No, not next to. That's too much.
No, they could be together. They got the same mentality. They can get raped in jail together.
Well... but I believe that I believe that that's the conundrum for me. It's like, regardless of how much I like this music, knowing that money goes to him and knowing that he uses his money to seduce his victims,
right,
to provide a place to hold his harem, to keep these girls away from their like that's the stuff, to buy these tickets to fly them out to keep them in Chicago.
Exactly.
He don't get that from anything but support.
Exactly.
It'll be very different if he had some sort of, who knows what, some investment deal
I was going to say,
or something like that.
He's not even smart. He wasn't even smart enough to do that.
But if his money was coming from that, if his money was coming from that, I can't control it. I wasn't involved in that. This is something that I'm literally contributing to. And I'm choosing, like Candace said, to not do that. And as much as I have to inconvenience myself, I will inconvenience myself when it comes to the benefit and the betterment of those that I care about, specifically young black girls.
Exactly.
Specifically.
Especially even down to knowing, based off of this documentary, like I stated earlier, we've been educated and privy to the fact that a number of his songs came from the relationships that he had with these girls.
Right.
That does
or
change
the
things.
abuse that he
So it
made
changes
these girls
the whole
endure.
meaning. It changes the
Correct.
whole meaning
And,
of what we once thought of the music.
Well, like I said, that's how we feel. Well, that's how I feel.
No, I'm saying as far as to add that to your question.
Yeah, that's how I feel. But if there are people that are listening, I will hope that you hear what we're saying and understand that that's what's happening when you choose to say it's just a song. I hope you understand that because I'm not judging you for what you choose to put on your Spotify or iTunes playlist, but I am saying that if you understand that this is what's happening and
Somebody
you choose to do
my
that,
gavel.
This is the thing.
You
This
all.
is the one thing. I mean, in our closing, that I would say is that sometimes we take too long to stand up for something, and we criticize it through the whole time of it happening. We criticize it, and then we say, I couldn't have done anything. Well, many of us are telling you all what you can do to stop this now, that we know all of the information.
Or to slow it down.
And what I am saying is just remember, this is how we got our president. You all, want to criticize, with the predicament that we're in now because you did not do what was required at the time that it was asked.
That is true.
And you made that decision, and put him in office.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's so many people, they speak on those things because they're not affected by it. Because, I even think down to, you bring up the president of the United States, and the things that he's done, and it's still people that support him because they're not affected by the things that he's done.
It's
because
true.
I was thinking about this whole wall, and I was also thinking about, now I'm still trying to understand where this funding is coming from, but there are things that I think about, like the new tax laws and how the people who are in the lower class are going to end up paying more taxes versus the people who have more money who get to keep more of their money. And I'm sure that our taxes are going to go to fund the things that he desired
Definitely
to have in this country now. And again, those people are not affected by it. So they're going to continue to support him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think that's where the issue comes from. People don't realize
that it affects us all. At the end of the day,
I don't know how it's affecting these other people just yet.
I'm just saying, but at the end of the
except for
day,
they could start getting,
it will definitely
robbed and
affect
stuff,
you
but-
all.
Well, it will affect, like, societally, it affects things because even down to, back to Satan, even down to him, to have that sort of character in society for so long, it
I
shows
definitely understand how that affects
it shows black women that we don't have value.
Right.
It shows us that, okay, and a lot of people spoke on the race thing, and we didn't really get there, but y'all know we can always go there.
We did not, and here I'm coming. So
I was actually, but you clearly gonna butt me in
I'm
line.
sorry. I thought you were saying that we wasn't really gonna do it, and I'm just letting you know that we are.
I was
Because
saying
I would
that.
say she been wanting to talk about
Go
this
ahead.
whole time, but
Y'all see how she pushed me?
Alley-oop.
Monica, I am saying that as a black girl, and it's this quote that I really love, and I have said it like my whole life to myself. So, but it says, "Be the person you needed when you were younger."
I thought you were
And
gonna go with the other one. I'll look it up. Go ahead.
okay, and with that being said, when R.Kelly was younger, he was molested. He needed support. He needed, help.
Yeah.
He needed mentorship. He needed direction. That is what he should have been when he got to a position of power. It's not what he chose to be. And for me, as a black, I'm still pretty young, vibrant thing. As a black woman, when I was a young black girl, I needed someone that will believe me, that will support me, that will show me that I'm valuable. And I think right now, specifically in the black community, we are not doing a good job of showing the young women that have been victimized, that have survived this, that that's what we think. When it got down to it and it was said like this was happening, nobody had any alarm. But if Lizzie May sounds old and southern, I'm sorry. If Elizabeth had come up missing, it would be very different. Like, oh, the last person we saw her with was this person. I can tell you, officer, like, legit, they were not playing. And I can say, and it's a bad thing to really bring up, but they'll say that back in the day, it was a lot of false rape claims.
Yeah.
White women saying that black women were raping them. With a claim, white men went out and began to hang black men.
Yeah, exactly.
And go in and destroy their homes and their families
They
with a claim.
didn't worry about kicking down doors.
And many of them were false.
Yeah.
Actually, almost all of
Legit.
them were false. But that's how much they protected their women.
Right.
They were like, guess what? We're not going to let this happen.
Right.
To the point that they didn't even let us in certain neighborhoods.
Right.
To the point that, that's how serious they were about protecting what they believe was theirs. And when it comes to us as black women, it's like, yeah, we know R. Kelly, something's up, but if I ain't see it with my own two eyes, I don't really believe it.
Right.
These men they could be uncles from down the way. Jethro, this is what they said. They coming up.
Exactly.
And I just wish that we as a community, as a black community, because I'm speaking for us, I wish that we had that sort of unity and that sort of care to show the people that are not getting what they need that we are going to support them and we're going to be what they like. Slavery
so
really
sad.
divided us more than we
I was
really
going to say
appreciate and recognize.
because it's so sad because honestly we can't even a lot of our men definitely want to protect us, and I will say that because I know my man does, and I know that my sons they here for it, they just boys, but like if anyone was ever to do anything to any of us,
it's true. I said Sunday somebody jumped in my face and I was like, I'll get my brothers to handle it. And they turned around and I was like, no, it's okay. I was just joking. But they were there.
Yeah.
And they young.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, I mean, but because of society today, unfortunately, it's almost like some of us black women are like you did. Oh, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's not okay.
It's not okay.
But at least make me feel like you got my back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like at this point, yeah, I know that y'all holding back and not doing certain things because of the fear of you may not return.
Right.
Like with the white man, they don't really have that fear.
Because they control the
because they
injustice.
control
I was about to
everything.
say, they don't. That's not a fear that they have.
Yeah, but naturally,
except for fake fear of coloreds.
right.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, we have that fear of, oh my God, my man go there, he may not return. Like even in the show, in the documentary, I love the fact that the two women, even though I didn't like the fact that they let their daughter go, the one mother that said even when they kicked her out of that hotel,
Dominique Gardner's mother.
yes, and she was like, I ain't come this far, to basically walk away from this. I don't care. They gonna have to call a popo on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she went back up in there. I know popo. Sorry, police.
Police.
So she went back in there and she got her
Polaroid.
daughter.
Yeah.
And she made it very clear, like she don't want the cameras on her because I'm not really here for this. Y'all helped me.
Yeah.
Y'all assisted me. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for that.
Right.
But I got my daughter right here, and to secure her right now, she don't want this on her. So
Right.
back off so I can keep her. And yes, she went back. But then she got her back, and she got
I'm so
out for
glad
real.
that this aired later on, just because I would be fearful of what could have happened to her had they kept the cameras on her, or just throughout. Sorry,
It's all right.
throughout the documentary, just her being upset, her crying, just her, looking like the victim that she is. As Lisa Van Allen stated, they wanted to kill her.
Right.
So I just would have fear for these women, especially Dominique Gardner, knowing if they did see this, R. Kelly and his camp, his team.
Right.
Sorry, our Satan Kelly.
There you go.
What they would have
They're
done.
gonna retaliate, yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, so I found the quote. It's well known. It's by brother Malcolm X. The most disrespected woman in America is the black woman. Mm-hmm. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. Mm-hmm. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. Mm-hmm. And obviously, as Trini stated, if these were white women, if these were white girls, let alone white women.
You know the gymnast that was sleeping with all those girls? He got justice. He got, they all came forward. They all said this is what he did. Nobody was like, it didn't happen. Nobody said it didn't happen. And it was a gang of them.
They didn't have any, the evidence in that case was the verbal admission from the girls.
Exactly. That was it. And he is in jail.
But I'm saying, but we have people, and you have a list of them, people like Bill Cosby.
Oh,
and those are, and people may think I'm wrong for this. Yeah. And I don't really care. But those women who were taken advantage of by Bill Cosby, there are certain women that chose to take drugs in order to make themselves more comfortable, in order to have certain actions with him. Mm-hmm. And those women still receive their justice for being taken advantage of.
Right.
And they were adult women making adult choices.
Right.
These are little girls. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And while they, may be teenagers, exactly, they need to be protected. Mm-hmm. They need to be covered. We live in a society, and you know what? Meek Mill has a song. Shout out to Meek.
Shout out to Meek. Meek Luther King.
Did she have to do that?
Mickey Mouse, as I like to call him.
Mickey Mouse?
Mickey Mouse. It's so cute. Mickey Mouse.
I want me, he's still a hood nigga, but I want me a reformed hood nigga with a nicer haircut. You still my dog, Meek, but with a nicer haircut. He just got like a regular.
Yeah, he got a regular. Yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, so he has a song called "Oodles and Noodles, Babies." Mm-hmm. And the song he speaks, there's like a snippet of him talking. I mean, he's a rapper, so he is talking, but like there's a part where he like breaks down and starts talking, and he said he's breaking it down to one of his more wealthy friends, because now that he is an advocate for certain things, or for the whole justice system, his circle has changed, and he's meeting people to help change the lives of other black people and other people who have been a part of on the other side of the justice system. He said that he explained to them, when you have I can't remember exactly what he says, and I feel horrible. Right. So basically, when you have someone like your parent is working, your cousin is in jail, basically when there's no one there to take care of the children, what's going to be the result of that?
Right.
Yeah.
So when the children aren't protected, when the children aren't looked after, when the children are not guided into the right directions, what's going to happen?
Right.
The system begins to fall. Society begins to fall. The community crumbles.
Right.
So that's the greater issue. And the fact that these are, like I said, young girls, it's starting at such a young age. And as Trinice stated earlier, R. Satan Kelly, who was a victim, turns into this predator because he never received help.
Right.
And now, as they always quote and say, hurt people, this is a physical hurt, which is also internalized, and it becomes mental damage and emotional damage.
Yeah.
So, and then they also said a lot of these women received STDs. So that's a
true.
physical damage.
And also a lot of abortions. So that's
abortions, miscarriages, like all of that stuff is a wreck on the female body.
Exactly.
And I'm just disgusted. I just get more disgusted as the seconds go on because the female is such a gentle being, but we just are, especially, sorry, I don't mean to say that I don't care about white women, but at this moment, it's not what we're talking about.
The priority is black women.
The black female is a gentle being, and she's treated so badly until she's calloused emotionally and physically, spiritually, mentally, just destroyed.
Like she broke that down.
It's just disgusting, and I want us to receive better treatment.
Right.
And because my grandmother, she raised me, you get more bees with honey than vinegar.
Yes, definitely.
So, I mean, bees do have a stinger, but there's a good and a bad side to everything. But they also pollinate and do things to help the earth grow. So they have their benefits.
Right.
So,
and they normally only use their stinger when they're in danger, have to protect themselves.
Exactly. So the point of that whole quote is, though, when you treat things with love and care, you grow it, and then in turn it grows you. So
it feeds you.
You are killing it tonight, honey.
So and
I got a poetry slam.
I know.
I'm so sorry. It's just really
I'm
good.
just sitting over here like
it's amazing, honestly, and I just continue, please.
I mean, there's honestly not much more to say. That's what I want our listeners to take away from this. That this justice needs to be brought against R. Satan Kelly, and whether or not he needs to go to the lake of fire. And the travel agent here, Trinice, she is booking flights.
I haven't booking
to the
flights
lake
here
of fire.
Some people do need to go. So if you got a group, there's group rates.
Yes.
Some people like to go in a handbasket, I've heard, and we do have gasoline drawers for rent. So
oh my God,
you can do whatever package you can afford. I'm here to help you make that happen for the people that need to go.
But yeah, so justice needs to be served to R. Satan Kelly, and
we need to change our minds.
We need to change our minds. But we need
and
to
more than that, we need to have action.
Change our treatment of black women.
Yes,
from young girls to Sisterly Tysons. So all of them.
Full circle again. You got anything golden?
No, I mean, honestly, she really pretty much like summed it up. At the end of the day, if we don't change our minds, none of this can be done. None of it. We can sit and everyone can talk all day long, but you have to make a definitive decision to say, enough is enough. Yeah. Like, when is enough going to be enough? Like, what is it going to take?
When is their child?
And what I can say is, unfortunately, this was a progression that could very well be seen far off because of the simple fact of the way that the system has been molded within these not even last couple of years, but I want to say the last decade, as far as the stripping away of parental
rights.
It's so hard. Like, some of us really want to fight for our children, but the system has made it so difficult for us to literally, for real, protect our children the way that we were protected.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily me, because I went through a struggle, honey, but maybe the generation before me, it has been stripped from us where, it's certain things that we can't see, that we can't say, that we can't do, whereas when my grandmother raised me, it was no holds barred. It was certain things that she just wouldn't allow.
Right. And
she ain't care. She said, well, let the police come in here and get you.
Yeah.
And, and I find myself saying the same thing now. Like, if I can't raise my child how they need to be raised so that these streets don't raise them, then you take them.
And I think another thing about allowing the government, we going somewhere else, I have to make a statement.
I know.
Allowing the government to dictate how you raise your children is, we don't live in the same worlds.
Exactly.
So what discipline works for a young white girl does not work for a young black girl.
Exactly.
Because we live in two different realities.
Exactly.
So there's certain things that we have to understand quickly and efficiently, because sometimes we only get one chance.
One chance.
And that's it. And it
ain't even sometimes. We only get one chance.
Yes, that's true. But
We've been given some
No,
chances.
we don't get no other chances. Don't even lie to these people.
In the society that we have now, there has been
Yes.
slow but visible growth. But we
Yes.
have gotten some
we have
chances.
gotten some.
O.J. Simpson
Oh.
was a clear example of a chance. He's a trash person, but he didn't get a chance. But he was the white man's Bojangle.
Bojangle, just the
But he
one.
was a black man. So
This whole show we've talked.
Bojangle.
Just one. We've spoken, and it's coming from our perspective. So I reached out to a friend of mine, and I asked him because I feel like we do sometimes need to hear a male perspective on how this is, because again, it's different complexities in being a black man and a black woman. So this is just a part of the conversation that we had. It has been edited, so just know that. Not to take out some things, but
I'm just very disappointed in our community, because you hear a bunch of people saying them girls knew what they was doing, blah 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 blah. We protect our freaking loved ones and celebrities more. We black people hold on to what we consider somebody making it over anything else. It's still people that want Bill Cosby free. You know what I'm saying? Like people like why Bill Cosby in jail but so and so not in jail. Nobody's saying, okay, so and so might deserve to be in jail, but Bill Cosby deserves to be in jail.
right.
Well, leave him alone. No, R.Kelly deserves to be in jail. And everybody that's saying these little girls knew what they was doing. I'm 27. Any 15-year-old girl that comes on to me, that's still my responsibility as the adult in the situation. That's the same thing as like you letting a 4-year-old drive because he said he wanted to.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. People just America is just simple. I just feel bad that everybody had to have seen it right in front of them in order for them to make a decision. Because we all knew. I had LimeWire. I seen the sex tape when I was a kid. Okay, that's R.Kelly. That is the little girl.
He said it was his brother. So allegedly.
In the video, someone says Robert, and he said, "Hold on, real quick." Like, the reason he got off is because legally, it's the way you get certain evidence. You can't always use it.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure he got that kicked out of court. And once you don't have the video, you don't have anything to go off of with the girl not being a part of the case.
Right, and with her parents not saying that it's her.
What pisses me off is the fact that we knew about the video.
Mm-hmm.
We all knew he married Aaliyah when she was 15. These are facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can go allegedly with the video, but a fact is that he married Aaliyah when he was 15. When she was 15, he was 27. Okay? At that point, what is this? When people saying, well, celebrities always do weird stuff, Elvis, that's the 40s.
Yeah.
This is in the 90s. Okay? Like, this it's ridiculous. Like, honestly, it's really, really sad. Like, the fact that Aaliyah, somebody who I cherished as a kid, had to go through that and secretly and quietly deal with that in whatever way she did is sad. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that her family more than likely felt like it was either her career or pursue him with a crime, it's sad that you have to go with those decisions. Because, like I said, me being 27, I don't even really know too many 15-year-olds, let alone be able to be around them. He also talked about him and his brother were touched from very young ages to almost adulthood. He said he was touched from 7 to 14. That means, it's a thing called generational curses, and it doesn't make it okay. He is definitely wrong because he knows what he was doing, and he knows it was wrong because he was trying to hide it and cover it up. That's how you know when somebody is wrong. When people are crazy and they don't know they're wrong, they look at you like, wow, what happened?
Right.
When somebody actively does things to cover it up, they know what they're doing is wrong. But what we have to start doing with these kids is healing them at a younger age, so that when they become in power or able to and able to inflict pain on others, they don't have that desire because they've already been healed. How many friends do you have that's like, that's just how so and so be? He be tripping.
Right.
Nah, that's not he tripping. You need to put, like, we are complicit in a lot of issues, male and female, and a lot of negative ends. And it's because we honestly, we just want to avoid negativity. People just want to have fun, laugh, joke, but like nobody wants to really like you gotta really care about somebody to like want them to do well and to care about their well being.
Right.
Like people, honestly, R. Kelly is a victim of nobody caring about him in his life. Because anybody who truly cared about him would have pulled him to the side, like, yo, hey, yo, come on now, what's going on? Let's say somebody, the background singer came out with this in '98, 2000, right? And he goes to jail. People would write her death letters talking about you got rid of my favorite. Like people really don't care. People really don't care about what's right. People honestly, this is how people really feel in general. It ain't my family. It ain't got nothing. If it had to do with me, I'd kill him. But you know what I mean? I love that song. I'm one that normally would agree with the, separate, because I believe the Cosby Show, for instance, does so much positive in the black community to be able to see a black male in a positive light. It does a lot and should still be on TV. But the fact that you can correlate a direct, like, you listening to album streams goes directly to R. Kelly's pockets.
Right.
Especially when the music you listen to work. Like, the thing that was the most, like, disturbing to me was the fact that he was really hiding in plain sight. Because my man was telling you what he was doing. Like, he wrote Age Ain't Nothing But a Number to himself from Aaliyah. He wrote, like, 2 years ago, you ain't had, like, he was being, like, an aggressive male, like he was writing music and talking about his life. He was freestyling for real. My man was just going in the booth talking about what he did that day. And we thought it was amazing. Like, how did he think of this? Like,
but that's because we were taking it.
He wrote You Are Not Alone.
Yo, don't talk about it. That really killed me.
About a little girl having a miscarriage. That's crazy. The problem I think the problem I think is like R. Kelly is actually crazy. Like if you watch any like show or movie, the serial killer always leaves little hints. Yeah. It's like they want to be caught. They always leave little hints, and if you like once you figure it out who it is, you always like, this is why he did this. I just feel really bad for the girls who've had to go through the BS that the negativity that he's. Honestly, I feel that R. Kelly is 100% at fault, but every adult that was around him from that age of 20 to now is implicit as well.
Yeah.
Like how can you bring Sparkles? How can you bring your niece to a man you just said you felt was controlling, and you heard the rumors, and thought your niece could be able to be a part of it? Like you can't like. I'm not saying it's your fault. She's not at fault for that, for his actions. But I just can't imagine having a desire for fame and fortune so much that I put the people I love in an opportunity where they could be hurt. I just think that's ridiculous. And it's sad, and that there's the American dream that can it's so bright, but at the same time can be so dark. We will do anything for fame. After Aaliyah, anybody under a certain age, I don't get how you could be around R. Kelly, and how your parents could allow you to be around R. Kelly, and people talking about it ain't gonna be me. Yes, it will. Yes. Nick Cannon said something that made a lot of sense. He said R. Kelly's illiterate. He said he can't read. He said no matter how much you love his music or how great he is, any woman his age or around his age, after they get past the fact they love his music, they don't have much to talk about. A person that's illiterate don't offer too much to stimulate a person on that level. Yeah. So to find a young girl that wants to be around, a young girl that he can manipulate at a young age, and they never get past the part that he's famous, and they look up to him like almost like a father figure. That it makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but you can see how he could, in his mind, want to be around young girls. Because if I'm 30 and I start talking about politics, and he can't look at the screen and see what FOX spells. Yeah, you can understand how he could turn to wanting to be around younger people. And with that case, that just shows more and more the boy had problems and he needed help. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he needed help, and I feel like us turning a blind eye from so many years, and his family not bringing it up, and all in all, everybody's at fault at this point. Yeah. R. Kelly is definitely like I ain't passing judgment on nobody. He got God himself, but I can't imagine he's gonna be where I'm at the end of my life. So, but at the same time, we all looking at the wrong issues. Yeah, we looking at the issue. We need to pay attention more so to like yo, how was he able to do this for so many years and nobody said? If you look at whoever listening to this right now, go look at the list of artists or people that worked with or wrote with R. Kelly after 2002 when the tape came out. Like, think about that. How many? Not even after Aaliyah. You can go to the tape of 2002 and how many people worked with him after that. The list is ridiculous. From Jay-Z to Chris Brown to Rihanna to, like, there's a list that's ridiculous of people that worked with him, and it's like, how can you do that? Because we were all complicit. We all paid it no mind. We all at fault for him thinking he's great. Yeah. And that man's past the statute of limitation. He ain't going to jail. He gonna live his life. But at the end of the day, we all we can learn is lessons from why this was able to happen. If you got a child right now and they watched it with you and they not discussed it, and they gonna keep talking about it, you gotta talk to them and be like, look, maybe you don't understand how serious this is, but this ain't no joke. This is disgusting. Don't let no little boy, no grown man or no grown woman talk to your sister or your cousin or whatever, because it's not cool. Because we all got that. We all went to high school, and you got the guys who graduated, but they still be around for 3 years, still talking to the girls, still at the parties. We have house parties, all high school kids, and it's the guy who didn't go to college, or he's still around the way, that's in the house with y'all. That's not cool. We just used to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, like, that's not cool. When you get to a certain age, you shouldn't still be interacting with a certain crowd of people. And I don't think people understand that. We look at it like, oh, it's just R. Kelly. No, it's Jimbo, who used to play football with you when you was a freshman, who still be around the way with y'all, talking about, your homegirl, what's up with her? Nah, that's a problem too. That's how it all stems. It starts. That's you being complicit, and that's because you don't understand that he is a. You understand later, like when you get 21, you realize how much different 21 is to 16. But when your homeboy's 16 and he talking about what's up with homegirl, that's ridiculous. It's nasty. It's really disgusting. Because mentally, you in a whole different way. You know, as a 21-year-old, you know how to manipulate kids better than you did when you were younger. So it's things that those people that surround y'all, that y'all don't understand, that y'all don't see, is really, really disgusting. And y'all got to realize you should put them in check, or at least tell somebody. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to go. Some people, sometimes y'all feel uncomfortable going to the cops and stuff like that. No, I'm not saying that. But just, even in your friend group, have a conversation. Be like, yo, why so-and-so always asking about Crystal? Ain't Crystal like 15? Ain't he a grown? What are you doing? You know, when you make it not cool, that's when people chill out. They probably stop hanging around you. So that's just my little spiel on the nastiness of R. Kelly. You just gotta protect your family, and I'm letting everybody know who listen. Anybody want to mess with my future kids or any of mine, just know I'm not gonna be on Lifetime. I'm gonna be on CNN for murder. I'm going to jail, and I'm letting y'all know. I'm hoping I get clemency like old girl did today. And I'm killing you. I'm killing you. You ain't going home that night. So let me and mine alone. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Okay. So you see how he felt on many things. It's very similar to how he felt, which wasn't like not good, but that's the wrong word to say in that point. But it made me understand that it is affecting everybody.
Exactly.
And everybody. The people that want to see us, I told him this, the people that want to see it can see it because it's available. So we've talked about this a lot. If you guys want to talk about it more, there's plenty of ways you can reach us.
Yes. So email us at blackgirlbroadcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on social media on Instagram at blackgirl.broadcast_BGB, on Twitter at BLKGRL Broadcast, and on Facebook by searching Black Girl Broadcast.
Sorry. You guys know I have a little coughing issue. I'm going to clear my throat. So, of course, you already know we're your favorite podcast. That's why you are following us. So, if you have friends that like podcasts, tell them that they can find us on iTunes Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, which this year, 2019, they're having their first podcast awards.
Nominate us.
Yes.
Well, it's already done.
Oh, well.
But The reason
Second
why I
go
brought
round.
that up, exactly. So, if we could get more viewers, if we could just really get out there, then we could be better
Yes.
and have more publicity
Boom, boom, boom.
and perhaps be nominated for some things.
Yes.
It's true. It's true.
And whoop, whoop, whoop. Burr, 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 burr. You've all been waiting for it. Visuals.
Yes, honey.
We
yes.
are going to now
have
be
the visuals.
on YouTube the day after our podcast airs.
We're on it.
So, follow our podcast on all of the podcast sites that I just named and check for other websites that also have us. So, you know, if you Google us, all of that stuff comes up
Yes,
as
Google
well.
us, baby. Oh,
Have you ever tried to Google yourself?
Yes.
It's not like you said Google.
Yeah, it
You ever
did.
tried to Google yourself?
Yeah, I have.
Have you ever tried to Google yourself? Girl?
Lovely
You
things
could.
come up about me.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's good.
Well, you clearly haven't got to the pages I wrote. It's like, I'm joking.
Honey,
JK, guys. JK.
I am the opposite of Satan.
That's good. Oh, so you think you Jesus?
No.
Well, you know, that's why Satan
That's
got
how
what
he
he
failed,
got.
honey. That's how he failed.
Down
honey.
to the lake.
Nope.
You know I got
Nope.
flights.
I will not take his glory. All right.
But until next time, for our YouTube viewers that are just seeing this, we always like to leave our show with our last and final thoughts. So until next time, respect, appreciate, and cherish the Black women everywhere.
Go ahead, girl. So you got to step up.
No, I was going to say, I like this quote that I was reading. It says, difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations.
Wow, that's
That's wonderful.
that is really good.
So keep that in mind, ladies. I'm talking to the victims.
Survivors.
The survivors, I'm sorry.
I'm a
Definitely talking to
survivor.
them and letting you all know this is not the end, but this is the beginning for you girls.
Oh, and usually I just say bye.
Peace.